Alrighty, howdy ho folks. Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Harvestella. Last episode we did, what? First Quietus in the entire game. Found out the game has a meta dungeon that kind of just sucks. As well as just talked about why you can probably move between your farm and the town map during Quietus. And how it was actually probably just because the devs were lazy. Like a majority of things in this game. This episode, I guess we'll start working on the Winter Seas Light again. Why not? Why the heck not? Because it's not a decent Harvestella episode if I don't have a bunch of cutscenes to argue about because there's nothing worth reading in this entire game. Huh? Wow, nobody's here. Just like almost every other time I'm here. Is it me or is it eerily quiet? Yeah, they did like human sacrifices. You two! What's up, Shrika? Uh-oh, we should go. Hein. Wait, that's not why I'm here. Why should I believe you? Excuse me? Arya, you're way too trusting of others. And why are you here, or where are your friends? I really don't care about either of these. So, then why are you here? Well, the Holy Capital is completely empty. I mean, besides 4 people, apparently. There are sights. What about the dungeon? Nothing. Aside from the escaped convicts here, all the other sinners have vanished. Human sacrifice, am I right? How could this be? You guys were talking about human sacrifice. What the heck happened? You guys not... well, where to begin? Aren't you two part of the church? Why weren't you invited to the party? Like, are you guys such losers that you weren't, like, invited to the church party of human sacrifices? Gosh, I'd feel sorry for you, but that'd mean I'd actually have to think highly of you in some way, shape, or form. Cut straight to the point. Every devout in the city disappeared overnight. Well, it's almost like everyone with one of those little flower indulgentia whatever things, like, suddenly had some magical thing happen to them. He's right. Civilian and priest alike. I think we're all that's left. Yeah, the 4 people without those things. I don't know. Have you guys looked underneath the church indulgentia or whatever that probably connects perfectly to the seas light? Where do you think they went? That's the question. We've searched everywhere inside the city. All that's left is the Divine Seas Light Cave. Yeah. You think so too, huh? What does that mean, or why do you say that? I mean, we got all the info that they're doing human sacrifices to the Divine Seas Light, and that's what we were going to be executed to. Like, we got all the info that the, stupid flower things weren't what they seemed to be, so on and so forth. Yeah, we got the info. Why do you say that? They tightened security at the entrance. Even missionaries were forbidden entry. But the priest there was acting strange. I feel like a majority of you priestly dudes act strange nowadays. You all suck. They just kept mumbling, saying we weren't allowed in over and over. It was like they were possessed. By a holy ghost? I like how freaking... Anytime you hear, like, somebody's possessed, it's always via, like, a demon or an evil spirit thing. Like, yeah, sometimes, like, you'll see it in media where it is somebody, like, having a divine aspect speak through them, but they're never possessed. They use different wording. Ah, well, whatever. I've only been a priest for a year, but to refuse a missionary like Shrika? That's shady to me. Well, she doesn't do missionary work. She just walks around and doesn't try to convert anyone. She's not a good missionary. But it's not like we can get in there and see for ourselves. I mean, Arya, what do you think? Or then let's use the hidden route. I don't want Arya's opinion, and I'm actually putting my foot down. I don't care about her. Let's use the hidden route. You really want to tell them? What am I saying? Of course you do. Arya, you can't act like you're the smart one here. I'm typecast into being forced to be stupid, You go out of your way to be stupid. What hidden route? You know, the hidden route that we always use to get in there. If you two could promise to cooperate, then we'll help you get into the Divine Seas-like cave. Cooperate? With you? Don't make me laugh. Yeah, whatever, edgelord. Wait, sights. There really isn't any other way. Fine. You want to join hands with blasphemers, then go right ahead, if you'll excuse me. Alright, bye. You're weird, like... Their stupid priestly garb, like, she's just got, like, the inverse of his or whatever. Is it just, like, swords on it? Is it just, like, outlines of swords? As, like, a trim. Also, why is his priestly outfit the only one that's in black? Are we... Usually in a decent game, they'd explain that as to why his priestly outfit as a priest of so-and-so is a different color. Every other priest besides him we've seen had white robes with the black trim / designs on it. His is black with white. I'm certain someone could argue, plot-wise, he's wearing that because he's this kind of character or whatever. World building wise, I don't think they put enough thought into it and they just wanted him to have a black robe. Why? Because that's how I assume a majority of designs done by like the Final Fantasy team and Square Enix in general are done. Sometimes, depending on the game, they will actually put thought into it, but the character designers at Square Enix are horrible, and if you don't believe me, look at Kingdom Hearts. Or any recent Final Fantasy. Oh my gosh. Why do they have that dude constantly make more character designs? He sucks. He sucks at making character designs. But sights. Oh, you guys have freaking nicknames for each other? Like, to you, he's not their sights, you just call him sights. Oh wow, you guys must be so close. Super duper close. Shrika, what do you want to do, or will you come with us? I don't care about either of these, so what do you want to do? Oh, I know how it is. You're a religious individual who's raised in the church and you're suddenly given free autonomy. You don't know what you want to do because you don't know what want is. Anyways, we're gonna go. No, this isn't time for uncertainty. Please show me the way to this hidden route of yours. Alright, let's hurry and find Bo. Just gonna keep calling him Bo, that's all he is. Always has been. Forever will be. Alrighty. Get this going. So you came after all. I was wondering what. I like... This is supposed to be kind of a tense scene. We have a dude who's working against the church, and we just brought in someone from the church. Listen to the music. Like, come on. Who was part of the sound design? Like I mentioned in the first episode, I think, one of the good things about Square Enix is almost always the OST is good. I'm not saying this song is bad. I'm saying they don't know where to put sound design. Like, we've had several moments in the game where there's just been no backing soundtrack for some reason. I remember specifically, like, at some point, I want to say, when we were dealing with the Summer Seas Light, there was just no soundtrack. Like, nothing. Anyways, this is the most Story of Seasons OST song they have in their repertoire. Is this supposed to be like, hey, it's silly wacky times? Because that's what this song elicits. Hey, Bo, don't mind us. We just brought a horrible church missionary that, you know, likes capturing blasphemers and putting them in prison. And we brought him to you, the horrible blasphemer that's been messing with the church. Don't worry about it. It's cool. We can vouch for her. Silly wacky times. Pardon my intrusion. This is an interesting home. Yeah, he lives like a freaking, like, beggar. It's funny. Hey, Ein, you brought a missionary here? What, are you selling me out now? Like, first off, she's not a missionary. She's never tried to convert anyone to the church. She's not good at that. Secondly, I don't think you're worth the 3,000 gil I paid you, so why would I sell you out? You're worth less than that stupid party trick I bought outside earlier. You know, the one that got me in prison. Just calm down, we're working together. It's time to atone for your sins. Just whatever, I guess, go for the comedic one. That's what the soundtrack says we should be trying to joke around. Let's try to lean into it. Whoa, could you try to not escalate tensions, please? What tensions, Arya? Listen to the OST. Just get to the point. Listen, Bo, as you could tell by the OST, this is a very silly situation. And if you totally listen to me off screen, I will explain how truly silly it is. So that's what's going on? Still can't say it's enough to make me start trusting a missionary. It really shouldn't, because we have no reason to trust her either. She just said she wants to know where everyone disappeared to. But instead of that, we're going to take her to the Divine Seas Light because everything coalesces at the frickin' rocks. There's no reason. Everyone disappeared in town. Has to be at the rocks. All the ships are sinking. Rock. Oh, my entire race is like extinct? Rock. What's this? Everything's going bad in town? Rock. It's always the rocks. Why do you guys worship the rocks? You don't even know what the rocks are. There's apparently a freaking like little fairy living in each and every one, but nobody's noticed. Why do you guys bother with the rocks? They suck. They just suck. Oh, by the way, there's no OST again. Just none. No OST. There's nothing. Why? Who worked on sound design for this game? Like, I'm probably going to forget by the time we get to the credits or whatever, but like, whoever the heck worked on sound design, for shame on them. Like, having this scene that's like kind of a slight tension, like, hey, we got to get up and go, can have a very somber backing track that is not going to interrupt anything. The devs didn't care. So that's what's going on. Still can't say it's enough to make me start trusting a missionary. Once more, she is not a missionary. She's done nothing for the church. What about you, Shrika Pyramid? You know her last name? Do you know her social security number too? Do you know where she lives? Dude, are you a stalker? Since we're all cooperating now, why don't you tell us what you know? It's rude to assume. Yeah, Bo, she's stupid. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't even know that she has a last name. Look at her freaking text box. You see that? She thinks she's only got one first name. Don't play coy. You mean to tell me you heard nothing, standing next to Ziegfeld all this time? I mean, she looks pretty daft. Like, look at that face. I think you could tell her what time it was, and she wouldn't comprehend it for like 5 minutes after, and then ask like, oh, so it's that time? And it's like, no, that was 5 minutes ago, you idiot. His Eminence. Yes, perhaps I did. You see, it takes her like way too long to realize any thought and threads can connect, yo. She's freaking dumb. What do you mean by that? There's a pretty high chance that Ziegfeld is responsible for whatever's happening right now. Oh, you mean like giving everyone a certain like weird blessing stone thing, which is basically kind of like those trans teleport module things that we get in every dungeon, teleporting everyone to the Divine Seas Light to commit like human sacrifice all at once for everyone, while committing a bunch, and I mean a bunch of terrorist activities, while he said he predicted them to happen. So everyone believes he's predicting the future, and thus thinking he's very close to whatever divinity you guys worship. You guys haven't fucking been like sincere or obvious about what the heck that is. Like at one point, it's like, it's the Divine Seas Lights. We worship the Seas Lights. And then just randomly during the trial, you're like the Holy Mother. And it's like, what? Where'd the mother bit come from? As far as we're aware, the entire church is run by a patriarch. Anyways, did all that to say like he was closer to divinity, get a bunch of people to like sign up for the divinity by putting on those little transport flower things so he could get more human sacrifices. And by the way, it's not going to be him worshiping the Seas Light. It's going to be a monster thing that we need to fight, right? It's just going to be a weird monster thing. That's what he's worshiping. That's what we're going to be dealing with. Everyone on the same page? I agree. His eminence has forbidden entry into the divine Seas Light cave. We know that. Not to mention, his visits to it have become much more frequent as of late. I'm certain that's probably lines up with everything I just said, but like that doesn't really correlate with anything we're talking about technically. That's just us kind of connecting threads without the actual evidence. I like how Bo asked her, is like, you seriously don't know anything? You've been standing by his side this entire time, and he's not said anything that seems sus? She's like, wait, there is something that he said that seems sus. He goes to the cave and worships every day as the leader of an order. What? He stopped other people from entering our holy place where we worship every day. But he goes there and worships every day. By the way, the thing we worship every day has been acting up recently, and he, as the leader of the church, has been checking on it daily. It's very sus. Just shut up. Like, I know where the plot's going, but this is just like with the Summer Seas Light. It's like, I know what's happening. I know what the game wants me to think. It's just not properly doing a decent storyline. It's just horribly written. He must be hiding something in there. And I bet it's tied to the sudden disappearance of everyone in town. Like, you're correct, but you shouldn't be, Bo. That's what I'm saying. That patriarch is up to no good. Did you not see his hat? It's basically a boat, just like Bo. I always thought he was suspicious. Arya, you've met him once. What do you mean you always thought he was suspicious? Like, we only ever saw this dude 2 days ago. Arya, you're the type of person who gives false testimony in trials, aren't you? You're the kind of person that, like, if you were not the one being tried in that Chrono Trigger trial, you would have gone on stand and talked crap about me. I always thought Ayn was suspicious. She always would do farm stuff. Why would she do farm stuff? She doesn't even know who she is. Very weird. I think it's all part of a grander ploy. You're that kind of person. I hate you, Arya. I hate you so much. But what do you think, Shrika? Is something on your mind? Same thing. Whatever. What do you think, Shrika? I can't believe that his eminence would do something iniquitous. We looking this one up. Hold up. Never saw that word ever in my life. Like, I can get a general guess of what that word means just via context clues. But, that is not a word that most people see or use. I read a lot, and I used to read even more. I have never seen that word before. That is like digging deep into a thesaurus for a dead language word. Iniquitous, grossly unfair and morally wrong. Synonyms: sinful, evil, immoral, wicked. Fine, whatever. I didn't, like, I assumed it was actually a word. I'm just, why would they dig that deep for that word? All they had to say was sinful. But since they don't have a proper, like, setup for the church and how the church works and what the heck their doctrine or anything is, because this is just like a cardboard cutout of a church. They don't have any practices. They don't have any tenets. They don't have any, like, promises to pull people in. This church is literally nothing. All we know about them is they worship the divine Seas Light, and the patriarch's been predicting things. In this generation, people have been getting this weird, like, blessing thing at this one church that's shaped like a flower. This generation. And that is all we know about this church. There's literally nothing else. We don't even know anything about the Seas Lights because nobody will tell us what they are. We don't know anything about the Modelites or whatever, because nobody will tell us what they are. They can't use the word sinful, because this church and this religion isn't world built to the point where what he's doing is wrong by their teachings. There is nothing technically wrong via their teachings as far as we can tell that he's done. Because it's not world built. There's nothing here. It's not a religious organization. Quite literally, even when they say we worship the divine seas light, nobody has gone into more detail about what that means. What are they doing? When we were told that, and you guys possibly listening at home were told that, you filled in the gaps, didn't you? Because there are so many gaps, and there is nothing filling them. Besides, like, us connecting our own threads. This is dumb. Anyways, I can't believe his weird boat hat-headed dude would do something so sinful to his own followers. Not after he took in Sights and I, when we were orphaned and alone. Oh, so that's why you have a nickname for him. Is there a reason you guys wear different colored outfits that are just like the inverse of one another? Oh, like he's your dark past and you're the light version of it or something? Is it supposed to be like an allegory of good and bad? Is their Sights going to become their evils later? So he's like a father to you? Arya, he's called like the patriarch. He's supposed to be the father of everyone in the church. Do you not know what that word means? I feel like I've brought up this fact that you don't comprehend what patriarch means multiple times now. Pay attention. Yes, you could say that. You may not be tied by blood. No, it's because you're not that. Your debt to him must feel immeasurable. There needs to be a comma after that. No comma, it's because you're not that. Comma, your debt to him must feel immeasurable. Like, no, they effed up that. I don't get on, like, indie and smaller studios having issues when it comes to dialogue boxes. They had a full, and I mean a full translation team. And there's still Japanese text in this game. How dare they? But you're probably in for a bumpy ride. Hey, Bo, not for nothing, but why does the allegory bumpy ride exist in this high fantasy setting? Shut up. If you don't feel ready to face the patriarch, then you could stop now. Nobody will blame you. I'll blame her. Don't worry, Shrika. I'll always blame you. No, I can't stop here. I'm a missionary. What does that equate to? I follow the dogma of the Holy Mother. Only the second time we've heard about the Holy Mother. For her, I will exterminate anything that brings harm to the order. What? That's not a missionary in any church. That is an inquisitor. They wrote her as an inquisitor, but didn't want to use the term inquisitor? Probably one, because it has negative connotations to it. Because a lot of civilizations have been effed up by holy inquisitions. They really have. And usually if you're playing a JRPG and it's the Inquisition, they're usually the bad guys. 2. An inquisitor fully enforces the doctrine of the church they're a part of. But this church doesn't have a doctrine. This church doesn't have anything. A missionary is not an inquisitor. You don't eliminate and exterminate those that bring harm to the church. A missionary is someone who goes out and tries to teach the doctrine and the dogma and everything about a church and a religion. Missionaries go to third world countries and help out individuals. It's part of their missionary work. They go to impoverished areas and help the individuals, while also teaching the individuals not only very basic things to learn, but things that they are learning are based around religious doctrine and stuff. It is a way of indoctrinating other countries, technically. Because most religious orders, their mission is to have everyone a part of the religious order. I suppose if your religious order was the entire mission, exterminate the non-believers, you could be a missionary and do that. Possibly. But what's more, we've got no info about this church. And once more, this is only the second time we've ever heard the term Holy Mother. We've heard constant reference to a patriarch and the fact that this church worships a divine sees light. There is no Holy Mother as far as we're aware. There's no doctrine. There's nothing. Even if that threat is the patriarch, I will be the one to stop him. Like, if this church is run via, like, a Holy Mother thing, with, like, our religious doctrine is based around the Holy Mother and her teachings, why is it not matriarchal in nature? Why is there a patriarch as opposed to a matriarch? If you're going to constantly toss out the Holy Mother thing after a certain point, why didn't you just gender shift the dude into a woman? What about the patriarch as a villain could not be done via them being a woman? What about this entire scene and this entire plot line and this entire villain arc could not have been done if the patriarch was a matriarch? If you're going to go on about how this church has a Holy Mother. Would it be too confusing of the matriarch and the Holy Mother? You could have one line of dialogue separating the two. Is the reason you chose patriarch is because you live in a patriarchy-like society? And you can't imagine a church being run by a matriarch? Like, what is the reasoning? I'm genuinely curious. Anyways, it was he who raised me. He is like my own father. He raised you badly. You don't even know the difference between an inquisitor and a frickin' missionary. Besides, he always says, like, you're super tired and you need to go to your room. He's basically being very sexist to you. Do you remember that line in the trial? The Chrono Trigger trial? She tries to say something and it's like, you're tired. Go back to your room. Like, dude, it's really sexist. That's why it must be me who puts an end to his wrongdoing. No, but whatever. I don't care. I believe that is one duty a child has to their parent. Dude. Not for nothing, and I know you're an orphan, but most children don't grow up to commit, like, patricide. Is it patricide? I think that's when you kill your parents. I think that's the actual term for it. But yeah, most children don't grow up to do that. Anyways, but what do you got to say? Huh, fair enough. I too killed my parents when I was an orphan. Wait, how could you be an orphan if you killed your... That's why I became an orphan. Oh, okay. But don't push yourself too hard. I can't have you getting in the way. Okay, Ein, I think we've said all there is to say. Time to head into the Divine Seas Lake Cave. Finally, dungeon crawling. It's only been basically an episode. And I know I ramble. I'm sorry that these cutscenes are so long. Everything, there's something wrong with every single cutscene. I'm sorry. Ein's meeting with Shrika awakens heightened powers. You acquired the Pilgrim job class. Shrika, you weren't even a missionary. You were a pilgrim. Oh my gosh, I hate everything. A job that wields a magic blade for physical and magic attacks. It can learn wide range attacks and create fields that inflict damage. It sounds like it would be fun in a better game. Not this one. 100% not this one. This game just sucks. Combat's garbage. Maybe somebody out there is like, well, you're playing like a really annoying class, so that's why combat's garbage. It's like, no, man. This game just ain't good. There are so many actually decent freaking action RPGs on this console, on older consoles, just in general. There are so many decent action RPGs out there, man. This is garbage. It's 100% garbage. Oh, well, let's head on out, I guess. Go do stuff. Where we had to fight the weird, like, enemies that were doing their pony training, right? Oh, you mean those weird flesh amalgamations were probably made of people? Oh no. Whatever. Whatever. Hey Shrika, not for nothing, but why is there just a save? Why? It's been one room since the last one of these freaking monolites. I know having one right before our boss fight or whatever, which arguably those big enemies several episodes ago were, but having one exactly in the room after, I suppose they did the same. Did they do the same thing with the unicorn one? Actually, I don't think they did in the first dungeon, because you didn't unlock fast travel or anything until after that fight. So stupid. I hate this game so much. I really do. Like, it's just so many instances of bad game design.
Let's get this over with.
Just, okay, yeah, you guys do whatever.
May lost souls find repose.
Shut up, Shrika. We already have an edgelord in our freaking group. We don't need a second one. We really don't. Oh, but like, I'm a religious edgelord. I talk about life and death and the afterlife and stuff. It's like, I don't care about that. I don't, like, everything about that is stupider. Like, everything about us hanging out is already dumb. Just stop. Nobody cares. Okay, that should have... They should start attacking now. Will you guys attack? Come on. Like, once more, it's... I'm certain if this game was designed better, which would take a lot, they'd actually have to try, I'd probably like Shrika's class. She's got like 4 glowing swords around her that she can attack at range with. That's cool. It's a cool idea, and then she uses them as a conduit to attack, like with magic and stuff. That's a cool idea. I'm not upset with like some various aspects of this game. It's just... any implementation of anything in this game was so just, who cares? Get it done. Like, we got a freaking product to ship out, man. Just through and through. Like, seriously, they just gave so little effort when it came to actually designing and creating. It's just absurd. Like, why would you...
I hope you're prepared.
I suppose
I'm highly capable, you know.
video games are like a frickin' industry now. I understand that. I do. It's an industry. Like, yeah, people will ship out horrible products all the time just to have a product out the door, basically. That happens a decent amount. Cool. It's annoying because I'm from a generation where a lot of games were actually passion. Like projects from developers, though. Not always, but enough. Enough of the games I was seeing and experiencing were obviously because the dev was like, yeah, I had this idea while talking to other devs, and you're like, oh, that's awesome, let's do that. And it just kind of went from there.
Let's get this over with.
I know that's not viable nowadays. It takes years and years to get a game out now. Whereas like the turnaround for games used to be within the same year sometimes. Like, it's not viable anymore. I comprehend that. But it shouldn't be this soulless, is all I'm saying, man. It really shouldn't be this soulless.
Piece of cake. I'm highly
Because
capable, you know.
larger games and stuff, depending on what they are, do have character, love, passion put into them. There's a lot of games like that out right now that perfectly encapsulate it. I'm gonna assume we're supposed to be going like this direction because there's a little thing on the compass that says like top left. I'm gonna assume. I'm assuming that like orange marker on the compass slash minimap is actually like the direction we need to go.
I may
Even though that's the first time I've ever seen it. Whatever. Oy vey. Yeah, let's just skip all that. Who cares? Just go. Oh, that's the down version of it. Okay, fine. Apparently can't get across that. That's cool. The stupid
This
tree.
is not going to be an easy opponent.
Okay. What? Wasn't it already frozen? Winter monolith activates and the environment changes. Wait, hold up. Like, go back. Wasn't this bit already frozen? I swear it was already frozen. I don't think it changed, like, its texture whatsoever. I think it just says it did. Like, I'll roll it back and look. But yeah, I'm fairly certain it just didn't change. If it changed, it was such a minuscule change, it's insulting. Because quite literally, we've been going through this entire winter dungeon, and every source of water we've come across has been frozen. Why wouldn't these pools that are set up like this also be frozen? There's no reason. It's just so insulting. It's so insulting.
Let's get this over with.
Like,
Just die.
at least have different, like, visibly and really obviously different textures for, hey, this is water, hey, this is ice that you can walk on. They looked way too similar. Maybe they are different. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Because God, do I not give this game any freaking credit whatsoever.
Who'll pay me if you die here?
Why the heck? I hate the targeting system in this game. I hate it. I hate so many things about this game. Can I eat raw meat? That'd be nice.
Not a bad outcome.
Oy vey. Because I honestly do not want to freaking, I don't know, cook in this game. It's worthless. And by worthless, I'm certain there is, like, some meaning towards it if you actually go all in and, I don't know, do a bunch of side quests with it. It's probably just a bunch of side quests, let's be honest. That's all cooking ever is going to amount to, a bunch of side quests. Okay, like, not for nothing, dudes, but we're just gonna go over here. Why, there's an icon thing. Okay, I think we're at the boss fight finally. Anyways, guys, it's been an episode. Usual Harvestella nonsense of, this is dumb. But I will talk to you all in another episode of Harvestella where it'll still be dumb. Nothing will have changed. The game will still suck. Like, through and through, it will just keep sucking. I like how on every single skill board, I'm just trying to, like, fast track to, like, the enhanced basic attack. Because there's no reason to really go for the skills. Every attack in this game feels clunky and slow and like you're moving through molasses. So why would I do that for skills when I can just toss out regular attacks? Who cares? The combat is not engaging. Who cares? Just do a basic attack. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Another episode of Harvestella. Till then, ciao.